Hello and welcome back. Well, we're getting a new name,
Yeah.
so that threw my rhythm off a lot. But I'm keeping the intro.
Welcome back to the
TBC
Love Boat.
on the new name. Yep, the Love Boat is up there. If you happen to hear this and have any suggestions, two really good friends and one acquaintance have a podcast about rugby league. We'd love a name. I'll let you figure out who the acquaintance is. But the two people who are with me, Henry, how are you?
Good, mate. Just a bit of flooding out here, but not too bad.
Yep, and James.
I am alive and well. Well, I'm
Much to
alive.
the chagrin of society, but
Yeah, sorry, society. I'm still breathing.
yeah, not for too much longer though, with the way you're eating. But that's a different podcast. Today we are going to talk about State of Origin. Teams have been announced. Billy Slater, Laurie Daley thrown up their sides to take on each other up at Suncorp Wednesday week. So should be fun. Timing is really good because the footy was getting boring for the last 3 weeks with the shitty comebacks. But anyway, that's for a different podcast as well. Somebody have anything really passionate they want to say to kick off, or should we just go in position order?
Well, just to clarify, I'm going to tone down my views.
Yes.
Like there may be a few things that I disagree
Yes.
with, but like Tedesco, right? I would have picked it, but I know Edwards was going to get picked. So for me, that's a good pick.
Yeah, is that a bad pick?
Going to get? No, it's not. It was never a bad pick anyway. But like, I'm not going to be like, oh, like I would have picked it. Like I'd be like when it comes to New South Wales fullback, I'm like, yeah, logical pick. No real pushback from me.
I think Dylan Edwards won't do a bad job, but he's played how many games this season? And Tedesco's been on fire. So I think it is a bad
That's
pick.
my worry as well.
I don't think Dylan Edwards is a bad pick. More than leaving James Tedesco out is a terrible decision.
Yeah, Edwards looks like he's on half a leg for me, just from the last few games. The worry about his groin, the way he's just moving, he looks stiffer. He doesn't look as agile as he usually does, especially last season. And again, to your point, the lack of game time he's had, plus the injuries, probably don't help.
Yep. And what's his work rate been like? Let's pull that up now, because they had a bye last week. Because I'm also not sure that he's doing, like, at least I didn't notice him being as active as he's been in the past.
That's because I mean his injury contributes to that quite a lot.
Well, that's it, right? He's been injured, so why are we picking him?
If to play devil's advocate, if you're not picking Tom Trbojevic because he's not 100% fit, you're not picking Edwards, are you?
Yeah, that's what.
Exactly,
yeah.
that's what I don't get as well.
And this isn't an attack on Dylan Edwards, but it's like stay consistent.
100%.
Yeah, stay consistent with what you're saying. Exactly.
100%. I think you need a consistent team logic, and that could literally be like it doesn't mean just because someone was injured they can't get picked, but they do need to shown that they're fit, right? And I don't think Edwards has done that yet, and he looked lame in another game as well. I forget which game, but there was one game where a few minutes in he looked not just not fit, but actually lame and not moving as well.
It was round 2 against the Roosters. He actually went off.
So I don't. And why did he only play 77 minutes in this game against the Broncos?
Were they lapping him? So he probably would have looked lame as well.
Yeah, but like, if he was fully fit, he doesn't go off the field.
Yeah, 100%.
So
that's my biggest concern with that selection is just Dylan Edwards' fitness, especially with what James said there. If we're picking by the concern of someone's fitness,
so I think we give Edwards a yellow.
Yeah.
I
don't hate the pick.
Red is you're an idiot, and yellow is just look. I don't like it, but it's not gonna. If we lose, it probably won't be because of that.
Yep.
Cool. Ponga, I don't think there's any. Should we go position by position or team by team? We're so
position by position is fine with me.
Yeah.
Cool. Ponga, green light, I think, for everyone.
Green light. I would
don't
have
see
picked
anyone
him
else.
over Reece Walsh anyway. There were injuries, so he's an even more no-brainer, but I would have picked him.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think
If everyone was fit.
I am going to hate watching Kalen play Origin because he's going to look like a world beater in that system and around those players, even against those players, right? Like he's not playing with good people, and that's why he's a gun. He's a gun. He's in an environment that lets him be himself, and he's still going to perform against another team that's full of just as good players, right? Which is going to annoy the shit out of me. But let's not turn this podcast into a Newcastle rant. Henry will probably use every opportunity he can to talk about Parramatta, so I can't take up any podcast space talking about my club. So, Kalen,
If I'm New South Wales, I'm worried.
About Kalen?
He hasn't scored a try all year. He hasn't played super. He's played he's played well, but he can play better. We all know that.
I think the way to say it is he can get better results, better outcomes.
It's like he's been hibernating. That's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
He's hibernating for this big moment because he knows that Knights aren't going to get anywhere, so he might as well wait until the big moment and show off there.
Honestly, I think he's been misused. He's still trying a lot, but he's not being used in the correct way, and now he's finally going to get that opportunity to.
Well, we'll
to
hope
light it
so.
up. No, we don't. Why do we hope that? We go for New South Wales.
I mean, for the sake of a Queenslander.
Kalen is primed, and he's been misused, and he still looks good. So you put him in for Queensland, I think he's going to want to be like, AOB, this is how you're supposed to use me, get it done.
I don't think he's going to listen.
No. Mate, he might not even be there by the time Kalen gets back from Origin.
Or you'll hopefully lose next week, because if you guys win next week, then it's a different story.
Mate, I don't think we're going to pay him out regardless. Me just saying he might not be there was just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've spoken
Brian.
Brian
Toll, though.
Well,
that's a bit of a worry for me.
Again,
One game.
Stay consistent.
I think
he
it's a
didn't
green
look
light.
great.
I think he looked fine. In the one game he came back in, he's had another round of training. I think he's fine. I think he looked fit enough. Didn't look 100%, but he didn't look as lame as Edwards did. So I'm giving it a green light. I've gone a bit early. It seems like you guys are not very happy with the pick.
I
would have just went Josh Adokar at that point.
No, listen.
See, this is
I'll walk away. I'll walk away
Look,
from the pick.
James isn't saying Daniel
got a
Tupou.
nonsense-
You can show
I just
restraint
did
and
that.
not say Josh Adokar.
Oh, I had to do it. I just want to see James.
No, honestly, don't worry about changing the name of this podcast because I'll walk away. Honestly, it's me, Shaun, it's Henry or me. Make your pick, mate.
It is that easy. Oh,
I'll
should have
go
done it earlier.
I like the pick. I think it's a safe bet. And then when you consider Kiraz is injured, who do you put instead? You say Josh Adokar again, and I'm going to mute you for the rest of the podcast. So if you're going to say you don't like the pick, you got to tell me who you're picking instead.
It's more of an orange pick.
So who comes
Orange
in
light,
instead?
sorry.
So who would you give a green light to? Because I'm seeing this more as a judgment on daily selections, not how we think the players are going to go. So even if you think he might be a little bit unfit or whatever, I don't see any better option. So I think it's a green light pick.
For the pick, I think it's a green light pick. If you describe it like that, I think it's a green light pick.
And we can discuss how they will go during the game. I think that's actually pretty
for
important
me,
to me, but
if it's not him, who do you pick? For me, it's Tom Trbojevic. But it's like, well, that's also someone who's a
the
way you described it, I've got to give it a green tick.
Because Tommy, I would say, is unfit, right? He's not fit enough for Origin. Brian Toto, while he's not 100%, he can play Origin.
Just needs a
Yeah.
few Coke bottles and he's ready, and he's primed and ready to go.
Yeah, what is it, like 6 Coke bottles and like some Maccas?
Yeah.
Something like that.
You're like,
Ridiculous.
yeah, it's like 2 Big Macs and 5 cans of Coke or something.
It's
isn't it?
insane. I'd hate
So
to.
I'm on track to be an athlete.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, sumo wrestling is a sport, isn't it?
To be fair, Coke and Macca's aren't my fast food and soft drink of choice. If we're talking like KFC and lemonade, I'm the next Brian Tuttle.
Nah, KFC and
I
Mountain
don't remember
Dew.
the last time I had KFC.
Really?
I rarely have it.
Golly.
Probably have it once a year.
Really?
Probably.
Wow. What's your fast food?
I usually just go Guzman Y Gomez. Because I like to track what I'm eating a little bit better, so easy for me to track that. Anyways, let's
Mate.
not talk about my diet.
Nah, people love this. Oh, this is my favorite part of
Xavier
the
Coates.
podcast. I've been listening to
As a new name,
Millie
the
Ball,
Health Bros.
the Health Bros.
The
And we've
Health
got everyone
Bros.
on the spectrum. We got Henry, then me, then James. Nah,
Let's go Xavier Coates.
I've been looking at Coatsy. Oh, it's a great pick. I think.
Well, the way he flew over the weekend, I think he was flying into that position for sure. Just the way he was.
Yeah.
I agree. Great pick.
He's
He was always going to be picked.
he
Like,
was
he was always
gonna
going to be picked.
Yeah, but was he? Like, it's
I
Billy
think so.
Slater. Fafita was always
Well,
going to be
like-
picked last year.
He should have always been picked.
Like, Queensland do some weird shit. Now, I like Xavier, and I think when he first went to Melbourne, people were expecting him to become a certain type of player, but he didn't become that player. I think this year he has been. But for some reason, less people are paying attention to him. Like, he's been doing all the stuff he always does, but he also now takes the runs, is good in defense, makes good decisions, positionally is very good. Yeah, I like it. I just added that because I didn't want it to just be green light, and just another episode of Squid Games. So, no worries, fellas. I'll carry on.
Steven. Sorry, I know you wanted that a clap for that, but no.
Hey,
Stephen
well,
Crichton.
just
I think
a
that
quick
was.
opinion,
I
that'd
think
be nice. Hey,
he picked himself. Look at the Bulldogs. Look how the Bulldogs are going. I think he picked himself there. What he did to dismantle 2 games in a row to dismantle a team of the Roosters, and what was a week prior? Oh, I don't think it was that much of a team
It
from
was the
last.
Raiders, but he did
Raiders,
not
that's it.
much last week, buddy. Come on. He should be suspended, let's be honest.
I watched it, and I do not agree with you.
yeah, it's the way the NRL have set the rules. It's a fine, 100%. Should it be something else? Maybe. But under how the judiciary has been going, a fine is not a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be playing. He's a gun.
Easy. That's an easy green
skill,
light.
Is it? Yeah. Easy green.
I think he's just. I think people are starting to realize how much of an impact he has. One, after leaving Penrith, we're always going to see that, because just the fact that he's getting shadowed, or he's in the shadows of Cleary, Yo, Dylan Edwards, Luai, and now he's had to run his own team almost, right? He's captain there, and he's got to bring them back up from where they were. I think he's doing a phenomenal job, and now people can see the benefit of having him on the team. So,
And I think people underestimate how hard doing what he's doing is.
there's not many. The thing is, there's not many good centers in the game
Like-
anymore. I feel like they're not as impactful as they have been. Like the last impactful center was, I'd probably say, Manu. Manu's a very strong center, and at least from my eyes, could change a game when Latrell was playing center. Same
yeah,
thing.
good centers usually just get moved to another position though. I think Herbie
Yeah.
is pretty far up there. And he's probably going to play fullback for the Bears Perth Incorporated. So yeah, but I more mean like as a leader, as a skipper. Like, you guys have all been in workplaces. For him to drag the Bulldogs up like he has, that's a tough job.
No, it is. Just to
I don't
change the
think he
whole
had it in him
dynamics of.
either. Like,
No, I didn't think he had it in him.
I remember 4 years ago when we were talking about Crichton playing in Origin, and James is just
well, he was right.
how James was.
4 years
And
ago.
it wasn't wrong. I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying he was wrong, but I'm
Yeah.
saying how much he's developed to the point now. James
Yeah,
is
it's
saying
crazy.
this, right? It's a big difference.
Stephen Crichton
He's a,
right now is where we all wanted Latrell to end up. And I like Latrell, right? But when Latrell first came on the scene, it was kind of like this kid could create a franchise. Like, he could make a generation or make a club. And he hasn't. Like, as good as he is, he hasn't. Whereas Stephen already is just killing it. And from centre, not fullback.
yeah.
Green light.
Red light, green light.
Red light.
Um,
Robert Choya.
Yeah, there's one. We can actually talk about the selection instead of what we think they're going to do and the player themselves.
The greenest of green lights.
That is a very insane pick. Is that the youngest? Not youngest, but the least experienced player
Nah,
to play.
Ben Eichen, 4 games.
Tied second. Him
Tied
and Payne
second.
Haas 10, Ben Eichen 4.
Wow.
Which that got sent to me, and I'm surprised it's not 0. Like, I'm surprised that when it first started out, there wasn't like some guy who's a gun playing country footy, didn't want to play in the city comps, who just like, yeah, but I'll play for my state.
I mean, I didn't watch back in the days when
like,
Freddie
this
was
is before we were born,
around,
man.
but I mean, was Freddie ever that
he was
0
like-
player?
No, he was like 12 or something.
Yeah, see, because
Yeah.
you got to remember, like, Origin comes later in the season, so even if
Yeah,
you're
it does. I
NW,
know. Yeah.
like, to get to 10, like, you literally got to be unlucky to break the record.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did
Yeah, no,
anyone ever break that record of 4?
not now. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not 0, but now that it's 4, I don't think anyone's going to beat it in the modern era. Unless there's like a technicality or something where they don't count Super League games or something, and somebody comes over and they're a gun and they get injured and suspended for a little bit.
But they're not leaving to go to Super League first. They're a gun.
No, like as a kid, like Matt Parcell, somebody like him, who I know he played first grade, but somebody would probably go over at some point if they get money. Like, records are made to be broken. But if not Rob Toyer, then who? That's my struggle.
I went Cobbo over him.
Well, Cobbo's
I know
injured.
Cobbo plays wing, but
Cobbo's injured.
Oh, he's injured.
Yeah, he's
That's right. Oh, okay. That's why. Okay,
So if
never
he
mind.
wasn't injured, I'd say red light because Holmes to centre and Cobbo to the wing. But
Yeah, but Cobbo and Tulangi are injured, so I think it's a green light.
well, like, we're
Is there
looking
any?
at
I can't.
other wing options and other centre
Combinations.
options.
Yeah, it's hard. I would have went Purdue at that point
Yeah,
over
bang.
Toya,
Yes.
just because I feel like
wow,
Purdue
there's-
just
yeah.
provides a lot more. Just because I haven't seen that from Toya, I think Toya might be a good centre. I'm watching up of him, so I don't have much of an opinion.
Bang,
but
you've nailed it,
Jackson,
Henry.
Purdue.
There's
gonna
your
be-
one pick. If you should just quit while you're ahead, and not speak another
All right,
word.
Henry, have a good night, buddy.
And then maybe like Philip Sami.
See, you say that as a joke, but if we had to pick another back, like a 21,
It would be
it'd probably be Phil
there.
Sammy. Like,
Yeah.
who else are you picking?
He's played Origin.
Yeah, and he's
He has.
solid. Like, he's always solid. His fluctuations are non-existent. He's just up and down,
But,
plus or minus 10
But
points.
I think out of Philip Sami and someone like Xavier Savage, they're going to pick Xavier Savage over him, right? Because
I
Xavier
think it
Savage
depends
is
on the conditions.
decent
Like, if it's
piece.
game 3 decider, and they had to choose between one of them, I think they pick Sami.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see. I think I like your Purdue pick, which justifies me going yellow. I think James went green, which, is not Purdue and
In this
Toya is essentially who
situation,
you're
I'm
looking
pick,
at.
I'm picking Talangi or
Oh yeah, 100%.
Cobbo over him.
That's what I mean.
but
Your green
in a
is justified.
situation,
Yellow.
I like it.
2 people for yellow.
What about
I think
Jesse?
From a Roosters perspective, I think it's a red light. Like we need all the players we can.
Yeah, I think you going green is not
But I just
wrong,
want-
but I'm more comfortable with yellow, and I think Henry went the same way. Sorry, Henry.
Yeah, no, I'm going yellow as well. I just wanted to put some names there because I feel like that's such a big position. That is not a big position, but that was a shocking, I guess, selection in my eyes from the Queensland team. Like Jesse Arthurs, and I'm just looking at eligibility. Jesse Arthurs, Xavier Savage, Jackson Purdue, and who else? What I would say is kind of in the conversation. Philip Sami, right? You think about those names. Are you still saying Robert Toya is ahead of all of them?
No.
And these are the players that I don't think are injured, by the way.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, I think Toya will be
Did
fine.
you say is? Yeah.
But I just.
'Cause they would have really benefited out of Purdue, I think, on the sideline.
Oh, James,
like
you
honestly,
remember
that
this?
just
How did Toya go up against Latrell? Sorry if I put you on the spot and you don't remember this, but Latrell was playing
we
centre
never really
when
came up against him.
Well, Latrell was playing centre on his return game, and that was up against Toya.
Yeah, he played fullback. He played half. He played 5'8".
Oh, everyone got injured, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, he played 5'8".
See, this is why we keep you around. Yeah, okay, never mind then. I know you got
I've actually been very impressed with his defense.
Latrell or Toya?
Toya.
Yeah.
Look, I wouldn't argue for Purdue. Anyone else, I would argue.
Okay. Well, that was my question. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about the
I
other
like Purdue.
So
the other options.
Purdue,
Yeah.
sure. Speaking of Purdue, does the decision to play him in the halves, does that cost him this spot? Because he played in the halves. I didn't watch the game. They got flogged on the scoreboard. Only scored 6 points. So I
don't think so.
I feel like if anything, it proved his case that he's good at where he is. Besides the fact that, where he's not in good position, he's probably not there yet. Just checking the stats for Robert Toya against the Rabbits. It was 1 missed tackle, 3 ineffective tackles.
Yeah, but we don't even know who that's up against now.
But that's 28 tackles from him, though.
28 wow,
tackles.
Far out.
Yeah,
That's
massive. Absolutely massive. Dom Young was only 3. Tupou was only 1. So massive work.
Yeah. Team pick up Queensland, 0 tackles. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this up because we're probably going to need
That's
it.
it. You're right there. You have it up there as well.
Centre, let's have a look. Someone say something. Jack Howarth, bang. I'd pick him as well.
Isn't he injured?
I think he's fit. He played last week, didn't he? If he's fit and didn't get picked, that's close to red light for me, to be honest. I rate him a lot. He was in my smokies.
I rate him a lot as well.
He might be injured. There you go. Look at James on the ball. I thought he played. How long is he out?
I'm cooking dinner and schooling you boys.
What's for dinner?
Shortcut tamarind salmon tacos with creamy slaw.
This sounds like you're adding heat to something that's already been prepared.
What do you mean?
I don't believe you've bought tamarind in your life as an ingredient. I think it's come prepped for you.
No, it's HelloFresh.
Okay, makes sense.
There yeah, then he's had to. I do HelloFresh as well. I did it once actually. I'm still contracted, but I might cancel it.
Eloise does it, so yeah, I'm just here. Yeah, shout out stuff that works.
Is it worth it? Like, is it cheaper or is it more convenient?
Yeah, somewhat. It's good that you don't have wastage. I think that's a really good thing. You don't have wastage,
Yeah.
and you don't have to think. I think the big thing is you don't have to
Yeah,
think
that's what
about
I
what you
mean.
need
Like,
to
I
eat.
understand the convenience side of it, but I just wonder if it's cheaper as well. Because I could see how it's also cheaper. I just don't know.
In
And that would be
yeah,
my
in some
like
ways you could
decision
think that.
maker.
In
You
some
know
ways you
what
could get it
though?
like that.
We should probably, whether I think it's good or not will depend on who our sponsors are moving forward.
Absolutely.
So yeah, HelloFresh, get amongst it. Hammer.
Green light.
Green
Yeah.
light.
Yeah. Like who else are you
That's,
gonna pick?
yes.
The speed he's got. You're not gonna pants Latrell or Crichton, but with his speed, he might get around him. And speaking of Latrell,
Green
green
light.
light. Yeah.
Green.
Origin Latrell is redonk.
Something else. I'm so keen to see him set the world on fire.
I think he's the best center in the world.
Oh, easy.
He doesn't play there, obviously, but
Yeah. Well, that, like we
You
spoke
think-
about it earlier, the best centers don't play center.
But you're saying Latrell versus Manu? Who are you picking?
Latrell.
Latrell.
At center,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know
Okay.
you're just
I'm just
asking.
asking a
I'm
question.
not calling you like an idiot like I usually do. I'm more saying I think Latrell is that much better that it's not
Yeah,
even a
it's not
conversation.
your Jacob Little versus Prime Cam Smith argument, but that's Latrell.
It's Latrell to me he's the best centre since GI, and if he played centre more, there'd be a conversation and but Latrell's got this, but GI's got that, and then you talk about GI's injury and that you could have a discussion, and I think GI's a gun. Latrell's out of this world. The next two, I think we can just greenlight both of them. I don't like Val on a wing, actually.
Who else you going to pick?
Look, let's just greenlight Lomax, because I think we're all going to greenlight that.
Hold on. Henry's going to have his little cuff there.
Yeah, do you want
I'm
to you want to just worship Lomax for a bit, or?
Yeah, Moses kicks to the sideline. Lomax jumps up, bang over the top of Xavier Coates, and we win the Origin series.
If that was on purpose,
sorry.
that's a great joke. If it was an accident, well, be better. I think because Toy is yellow, I want to go Holmes as yellow as well. Because
There are
he should be
options.
at centre.
Who are you picking instead?
Yeah, true, because if I pick Purdue, I can't put Holmes at centre. I need to pick another wing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't like it when you do that. All these questions.
I'm not gonna let you
Jai
say
Gray,
silly things.
not Isaiah Yongi, not Film Sammy, not Xavier Savage. Oh, what about that? Hammer
What?
on the wing. He's a
What?
bit too
You have
small.
Val and Bird, is it?
Yeah, or just switch Val and Hammer, essentially.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I don't think it's enough to
I
change
think
it to
Hammer. I just don't know if Hammer's got those carries.
Yeah, but he's got
I
the
don't think that's a worry, but
speed.
he's got the speed. I don't think that's a worry.
I don't think it's enough for me to say it's a yellow light, maybe. But I definitely think if you're as quick as Hammer, even if you get pushed back a few meters, if you catch and just sprint, you're gonna get the yardage you need anyway.
Is he gonna just catch and sprint though?
Well, that's on the coach.
Yeah, it depends what the game plan is.
But I'd be happy to go green light. Yeah, there's not He's in the team somewhere. Positionally, it's a bit weird, but you're really pulling
Well,
hairs.
just because, Kalungi and Cobbo are injured.
Yeah. My main concern is, when was the last time Holmes scored a bomb? When was the last time he had to decide if he should drop back on fourth tackle or not? When was the last...
He's played at the wing enough, man.
Yeah, but it's been a few years now. Like, he's getting old. He's been a centre for a number of years. Like,
yeah, I think you can worry about his speed and, doing the tough stuff now. He's a bit old. I don't know if you can question does he know what to do?
look, if I was targeting someone out of their back three, it'd be Holmes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd probably do Toya, but yeah.
And well, he's not their back three, Henry. You can't kick to Toya.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just put up a chip. Just chip it to the center.
Yeah.
We're kicking from our own 40, but just chip it to the center.
Yeah. Make your 5 meters. And I think, yeah. If I'm gonna give you shit for Toto, this has to be green for me. James, you going green as well?
Yeah.
But I am concerned about how he's going to perform in the actual game. I think he could quite easily turn out to be one of the weak links that we go after, or we should at least test him for a good 30 minutes and see how he goes.
Who's going to be his winger? His centre, sorry.
I don't know. If we go by how they've been named, Hammer and Holmes will line up together, but yeah, I don't know.
I think that would be the case anyway.
Well,
I think having Hamaso next to Xavier Coates, both speedsters. I mean, not that it doesn't make sense, but you'd probably want to split those guys up.
What's the inference
both
there,
sides of
though,
the field.
James? What do you...
Well, if you've got Val, who hasn't played in the wing in a while, and Toya, who's, a 10-game rookie, that's obviously where you go.
Yeah. Well, also, you got Val, who hasn't played wing in a while, and Hammer, who's playing fullback.
Yeah, but he plays Origin, so he has for the last couple of years.
Yeah, true. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the Holmes pick plays out, and who knows, if it goes poorly, he might get changed mid-game. Not hooked, but just switched. Or maybe he plays centre, but then drops back to field the kick. And you just have Hammer playing on the wing in attack for the most part.
Not bad.
Like, just, fielding kicks, finishing tries, using his speed to get around people. I don't know, just throwing things out there. It'd be interesting to see how Billy plays it. Because Billy doesn't, like, he does weird shit. So.
Yeah. Look, he's played plenty of wing, though. It's like he's never played it.
Yeah. I just think he's played plenty of wing when he was physically very capable as well.
Yeah.
Like, have you, like, we're getting old now. There's things I try at the gym or in the park or whatever, and I'm like, why can't I do that anymore? Like, I go into it fully expecting it to be the easiest thing in the world, and then I try it, and I just suck. Like COD. I used to be so good at COD.
Look, I think there's a bit of difference between an athlete and us. But...
Hey, man, yeah, but I use COD as an example. I just think... And being an athlete, he's now trained to be a centre. Like, it's... Anyway, green light.
I get your point.
Yeah.
Not enough for me to not be green.
Yeah, I mean, I'm green too after you sort of stressed me on it. So, it's good. It's what we're here for. Henry, do you want to talk about the next guy?
I'm sad that he's selected, but I'm happy at the same time. It's a weird feeling just because of where Parramatta is.
Now,
okay, I'll be back in 45 minutes when Henry stops glazing.
But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think he is.
Just for the criteria, sorry to cut you off. If we think the player should be in the team but they're in the wrong position, do we change the colour of our light? I think people
maybe orange there might be better.
Depends if it's outrageous.
All right, yeah, it's not outrageous. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll keep going. Sorry, Henry.
The thing here for this pick is I think Moses at 7 and Cleary at 6 might have been a better choice, having Moses sit on that right side, Cleary on the left side.
Well,
Just
I mean, the number doesn't
Cleary,
dictate what side they sit on.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that's
But
more.
What I'm trying to say is I'd like to see Moses take control of the game over
team.
Cleary, and I think Moses would be speaking a lot more than Cleary, at least from what I can see in games that maybe I don't see enough. Yeah. Especially to
speaking or complaining?
Yeah, it's
both.
I mean, is it a jacuzzi or a hot tub?
And whinging. Yeah.
But look,
it's not a bad pick. It's a green for me.
Yeah, it's green. I think it's green. I'd pick Luai there, but it's green.
Massive green.
I pick Luai there if Moses is 7.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
100%. That's what I'm going to say when we get to Nathan Cleary. And
massive green for me. I love Moses and Cleary.
I think they'll do well.
I
think it's going to be a good combination. I think we're going to win. I think they're going to show what they're made of. But I think picking Nathan Cleary is not a good pick when you have last year's winning combination playing better footy than him.
Mm.
Like, you can't sit here and tell me Cleary's been better than Luai this year.
I don't feel like Luai's been lights out though. I watched him I actually watched him hard last game, and Lachlan Galvin controlled the game a lot more than he did.
Yeah, but it's also Luai's role is very different.
Okay.
He's now sitting back, letting Galvin do more to develop him. That's how.
So that he can go to another team.
Well, now that he's leaving, it kind of sucks. But I think they're still trying to seduce him into playing well. Because if the Tigers are going to play well, Galvin's going to be there, right? Luai takes fifth, and he talks a lot. I think you're not noticing how much he talks. When I went to Campbelltown when they played the Knights. Luai didn't shut up. He did not stop talking. It was ridiculous. So I think he's very much taken a general role now that doesn't get noticed when the team sucks like the Tigers do. But I think it's a test. Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad... I wouldn't have complained if they picked Luai. I just think the better option is Moses and Cleary. I just think you pick your best two players. It's not, and please, everyone, I'm not saying to the level of Cronk and Thurston, but it's Cronk and Thurston.
But
pick your best two players and hopefully they sort it out.
But my issue with this is not the combination. I think they'll be fine as a combo. It's, in my opinion, Luai's been playing better footy this year than Nathan.
Yeah, but was Joey always the best? Well, he wasn't, because Kamoi got picked up a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
Different conversation. But would Billy, well, Billy probably, but because there's no one else, but was JT and Cronk always playing better than Daly, Cher Evans and Ben Hunt?
No, but you know what they did? They won the series last year as well, which is what Luai did at Suncorp.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not picking Luai out of nowhere. People are like, the way people talk about Cleary, they're like he's the incumbent for the last 10 years. He wasn't in the series last year when we won.
It is his one bugaboo. Like, he is yet to conquer Origin, I would say.
And I think he will. Like, he's a gun. And like, when this conversation comes up, it sounds like I hate Cleary. I love Nathan Cleary. He's a beast. But but I think Luai's been playing better this year. I think Moses has played better this year, and they were both there last year at Suncorp. So I don't know why we're picking Nathan. He hasn't pushed his way into the team.
I tell you why. Because if he doesn't get picked and they lose, Laurie's going to cop it.
I think he's going to cop it either way, right?
Nah, the media loves Nathan. He'll cop it either way, but he won't cop it for Nathan. Like, no one's going to
Oh,
sit
he
there
won't
and
copy
say,
Nathan at least.
you should.
At least there'll be one less item
Yeah.
on the list.
I just think he's less likely to lose if he's got, like, well, no, I don't think that either, actually, because I think Cleary's good.
So that, like, yeah, it's a good pick.
Put it this way, like, you've seen the Australian cricket team, how they run their selections. Like, you have to work your way into the team, and I don't think Cleary's done that. And the incumbents, I don't care about incumbency too much, but they've both, in my opinion, played better than him. So you can't even use incumbency as an excuse to put him in the team. For me, it feels like people just put Nathan in there because that's just how life is meant to work. Nathan Cleary is supposed to be the halfback in the rep team. I just don't think that's the case.
Well, I think Mitch Moses has to be there.
Yeah, 100%. When people,
I think he has played a better Origin game than Nathan Cleary ever has.
we can't
So if you want to
have the
pick,
team without Mitchell Moses kicking game.
yeah. So if you want to pick
So that,
Jerome,
yeah.
go for it.
Like, that's why this whole time I haven't mentioned Mitch, because it's between Jerome and Nathan for me.
Yeah, it's like, but it's almost like the Dylan Edwards thing though. Teddy's playing better,
100%, and I'd pick him too.
but
And we went yellow
yeah,
for
no,
that.
he would. Yeah,
Henry, thoughts?
I'm going green.
You going green? Alright, fine. You guys
for the
just...
record, I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, I know. And I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Like, he's not going to lose the game for us. He's going to be a gun. He's going to dummy and run against the grain and score a magic try. It's going to be great. Luai has earned that spot, in my opinion.
He probably has.
Yeah. And the other thing that sucks is, instead of glazing Nathan, like I can do with Jamal Fogarty and other players, because nobody else is like stupidly obsessed with them, I have to critique Nathan because nobody else does. And it annoys me. I want to have conversations with people like, Nathan, shit. And then I can be like, nah, but he does this, and this, and he's so good, and I love watching him do that. But it's just not the conversation. DCE is, how are we feeling about that? Because there was conversations about somebody else maybe coming in. For me, it's a green.
It's a green.
Yeah.
I don't see. He's still got it. He's good years ahead of him, and you'd
It's
want to
green.
use him as possible.
And just quietly, because the conversation was Dearden, if DC was injured, I'm picking Fogarty.
Yeah, Dearden's played one game at halfback, and they got towed up by DCE.
So, yeah. What about you, Henry? Dearden or Fogarty?
I haven't watched enough Dearden, so I would
So
pick
just say
Jamal
Fogarty,
just because I
mate.
watch a lot
There we
more
go.
Raiders
Yeah,
game.
perfect. How good. Look at you, finally learning how we do things in North Korea.
It's a big dictatorship, you guys.
Yep. I send the meeting notes out every week with,
Fogarty be just nice and calm.
Fogarty, good.
Just,
Dearden,
not try
5'8".
to overplay his hand.
Kicks better than Dearden. Underrated in the game.
No.
Like,
I think Canberra's going to know what they lost when he goes.
Yeah. They're just like the Titans, man. They got rid of Caesar, realised they messed up, bought in Fogarty, then got rid of him a week later, and now look at him.
Don't forget they had Sex Bomb.
Yeah, there we go. They didn't persevere with him much, but I don't want to bring that up because neither does another club, except they, instead of buying 7 fullbacks and 6 5/8s, bought the second best halfback in the comp. Talking about the Roosters. Anyway, Mitch Barnett.
Green.
Same.
Green.
Perfect. Fodawaker. I'm green.
I'm green. I have no issues with that. I thought Mo was going to make it anyway.
I'd go yellow.
You go yellow. Who would you pick instead?
Horsburgh.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's not a
hang
bad
on.
shout. Don't forget, we got the benches as well, though. So that's why I haven't said anything.
Yeah, as we go
Mitch
through,
Marsh.
maybe like, I'd pick him on the bench and I'd start him instead. I think we still just go green because we don't know what the subs are going to look like.
Yep.
Positionally, though, I think still scrutinise it. Reece Robson, I think, is a yellow. I think there's at least 2 hookers better than him this year.
Yeah. Agreed.
James, are you on
I
the
think it's
yellow train?
green.
You think it's green?
I'm on a green from the fact that how are we going to play it? We got Moses and Cleary. I literally don't want any creativity from my dummy half, I think.
Yeah. Not bad shit.
I mean, Penrith had
Like
Cleary and Luai,
And Yo.
and they still looked better with Appy.
yeah, they still won what, three comps with Mitch Kenny.
Has Kenny won 3 comps? I thought it was only. I swear Appy was there for at least 2 of them. While I'm Googling things, it'd be good if you guys started talking.
Oh, I was having dinner. No, he won.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Because he won one with South.
There you
and
go,
then he
yeah.
won-
2020 to 2022.
Okay.
So he won 3.
So he won 2.
2020 was 2020 Storm? Yeah, 2020 was the Storm.
Yeah,
so
20, yeah.
yeah. Cool. So he's won 2, and they looked like a really good team, and they could cover things, and because Appy can play with good players. Like he's not Robbie Farah. All due respect to Robbie, like he just had to play like that because he was at the Tigers. But yeah, I would have picked Appy. I think Wade Egan's had a better year than Reece as well, which credit to Henry for that one. Are we all 3 on Harry?
Harry? Yeah.
Green, sorry.
Just because I'm a spiteful prick, I'm going to say yellow.
Really? Wow. Who are you picking instead? Reid Marnie?
Reid Marnie.
Yeah.
Picking Reid Marnie for sure.
Yeah, who loves Reid Marnie? Big fan.
I despise Reid Marnie.
I know,
And
that's
just
why
to
I'm
be clear,
asking
it's
you.
spite
Who you
against,
pick instead?
it's spite against you, Shaun, not Harry Grant. No, it's agreed. It's agreed. There's no one else to pick. I know he's only played 1 game. Even if he hadn't played last week, I'm still picking him over Reid Marnie and everyone else. So.
Who would be, like, after Marnie, who's the next Queensland hooker?
Ooh, good question. Do you just play Tom Deere? Well, if Ben Hunt wasn't injured, he's probably second up anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'll read out the names on this website. Jaden Barrell.
No.
Cameron Bukowski.
No.
Harrison
Has he even
Graham.
played first grade?
I don't know. Harrison
Has he
Graham.
played first grade?
Harrison
Here's
Hayes.
your 0 game debutant.
Yeah. Jaden Barrell, welcome to the team. I think he's actually played a few. Bukowski might not have. I don't know. Harrison Graham, Harry Grant, Ben Hunt, Reid Marnie, Kurt Mann, Blake Moser, Corey Pakes, Owen Paddy. If you give it a few years, Paddy might come through. Jake Simpson, Tyson Smoothie, Jake Turpin, and Billy Walters.
I would say Blake Moser.
Yeah, and he can't even crack the Broncos team. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, look how good the Broncos are going.
Yeah, Owen, Paddy, and Moser are the next 2 coming. And they're not, like, 3 options at hooker is not bad. Like, that's plenty of depth. Harry, Tino, and Haas are, like, just...
Green.
Yeah.
Green.
Like, that...
They pick themselves.
They might be one of the easiest picks in a very long time.
I don't think we even have to talk about it.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Because we'll probably do, like, a podcast leading into the game or something. I don't know. Ruben and Liam. I think Liam's green. I think there's a conversation to be had about Ruben.
I think Liam's a yellow.
Why?
I'd personally start him on the bench over Hudson Young. I think Hudson Young has been the best back row in the comp this year.
Would you play Liam as a middle or an edge? Because I think if you're going to play him as an edge, then you leave him green.
Middle.
You play him as a middle. Okay.
I play him as a middle.
Henry? I'm going green. I'd play him as a hybrid. He's been picked in the pack. So I don't know that he won't be played as a hybrid.
I think I'd still have him. Depends on how they use him, but I'll green. Because I could imagine they put Liam Martin into the middle, have Young come in.
Yeah.
Young then takes the rest of the game as the edge.
Yeah, if
And
they
it
do
means
that, then it's great.
Young. Yeah, then they don't have to worry about Hudson Young. They have a fresh Hudson Young, 20 to 30 minutes in the first half for the rest of the game, and someone as creative and
then they've just got
energy that
Martin
Hudson
as a
Young.
pit bull in the middle.
I'll tidy up.
Are you sure, Dad?
But
I don't mind.
if what's it say? If
For the
Young
record,
plays less than
he's
40
a
minutes, it's a
green-
bad pick.
For the record, Liam Martin is a green in my 17.
Yep.
But I personally would play him as a middle off the bench and start Hudson Young.
Yeah.
But look, I'm not going to argue with you if you two go green, but just to give my opinion, yellow.
Loves giving his opinion. Ruben, I think, is a yellow. I think it's a shocking selection to put him on an edge because
It's a red.
it's
He's
shallow.
a red. You can't play rugby league.
Because it's a shallow spot, I can see it, but I really don't like it.
It's a massive red. I don't think he would. He wasn't in my 17. I think he's a rubbish player, and he's not even an edge. He's not even rubbish at edge. So, like, he's not an edge. So.
He's not an edge. He's
Red,
rubbish
red,
at
red,
edge.
red.
I don't like him on the edge. I'd play him in the middle. Henry?
I would have him in the middle.
Okay. Are you going red or yellow?
I'm going yellow.
You're going yellow. Okay. I think that means it's our first red pick. Well, 2 yellows, I guess, means it's yellow. I was averaging out the numbers.
Yeah, that's what I had to say.
Because we've been going 2 greens, and I was just like, well, if you go 2 yellows and a red, it leans toward more red. But then
Yeah, it doesn't fill you with confidence as a pick, does it?
No. He for me is not an edge. And I think the other thing when I'm talking about is while it's a shallow position, both Firmo's on the bench. And you can't do the whole Hudson Young coming on after 20 minutes with, like... Martin makes sense. Ruben doesn't.
Yeah, it's like 1A and 1B, Hudson and Liam. This is Z and C.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, I don't know. I think Billy's really relying on that. We're still Queenslanders. We'll get the job done even though we're out of position. And I tell you what, if Cotter and Holmes are on the same edge, we're pumping that edge.
Oh, yeah, we're going down there.
Like 2 people out of position, mate. Like, you don't make defensive decisions in the middle, ever.
No.
So, yeah, we're pumping that edge.
Giddy up. Pump it, baby, pump it.
Angus is green.
Green.
Is Nanai green? Before he got dropped, I would have said he's yellow, but since he's come back, he's been pretty good.
It's also, who else is there?
Yeah, exactly.
Fafita's injured / in reserve grade / who knows what's going on in his life. Yeah, like, who else is there, really? Like, I agree with you. It is a yellow pick. But out of who's available, it's a green.
It's a green. And Queensland just got to work on their depth there. Henry?
Yeah, like, Gilbert is injured.
Yeah. I mean, I have no issues with that.
You don't sound very
Green.
confident there. I feel like you want to say something that you're not.
Say it, baby, say it.
No, I'll just stick to less controversial before I get...
go controversial, mate. Like, don't rip into him, but like...
Cash.
Yeah.
You don't say what you said off camera, but...
Yeah, don't go that far. You don't want to get sent to
Okay.
jail, but yeah. What do you
Let's
reckon?
keep it simple.
Who
Let's
would you
keep
pick
it simple.
instead? Why don't you like him there? What weaknesses are New South Wales going to exploit?
Offensively, I think the big thing is defensive. We all know that, right? I mean, that's not the thing that we miss. I mean, not the thing we don't see. But when I think about it, like you throw Beaufort Fermor in there instead.
Yeah, but I'd put him there instead of Cotter. So there's still a spot. Like you need to fill 2 spots. Fermor's one. Who's the other one?
Well, then, yeah, that's hard. Like then,
Like Sua, Finifuiaki.
Tua would probably be my pick, but I don't know. I think the drop ball probably is the reason why he's not in there. But
Jai Arrow,
I would,
Kurt Capewell.
I would,
Yeah.
no, I would
See,
definitely
they're
pick
all
Tua
blokes
over him.
they're all
I'd
blokes I'd
definitely
pick
pick Tua.
over Cotter.
Who else is in there? Felice. Heon Lukey, when he's fit, is probably going to walk into this team. Or he should. Picora. Yeah, so who is Lewis Simon?
I agree with you, Hill and Lukey tag.
Yeah. Pat and Yo Green.
Yep. Even though I
Cool,
do
I'm
want
not-
to say on Yo, he played a lot better as a bench front rower last year. It's probably his best Origin series. So he needs to not get too pass heavy, too Penrith centric, and remember, run first.
Yeah, he's huge. People underestimate how big he is. But yeah, no, I agree. He needs to straighten up
I'm
the
still
attack.
not even close to not being a green pick.
Mm.
But just
Just maximise.
it's pretty boring if I was just like red,
Yeah.
green, yellow.
Yeah, I
red.
think with
Ooh.
Yowie, he needs to be used well as well. I don't want him out there for 80. Because if he's passing as much as he does at Penrith, he can do that for 80. I don't want him out there for 80. I want him running hard, getting whacked and whacking other people and then coming off for a breather and then coming back on.
Yeah,
Which
we need a good old whack off.
all our loyal listeners would have known if they saw the last podcast.
Yeah.
Connor and Dearden. Are they
I'm
green by
gonna
default?
give-
I'm not confident in it, but I think they're green by default.
I think Connor's a green without question. Eden,
If you
I think it's a
don't,
green by default.
yeah,
But like Connor's been playing well this year, played well last year in Origin. Covers literally every position, can play fullback, can play centre, can play 5'8", can play hooker, can play lock.
he
You know,
can.
dummy
But do you
half.
want him doing it in Origin? Is my issue. And Henry, feel free to jump in whenever you want and interrupt us, please. But
There's certain positions you don't want him playing in Origin.
Hudson Young is going to cover centre for me,
Yeah, I'm okay with.
not Connor Watson. Not even close.
For me, it would depend on time of game situation, on who I'd play at centre.
Mm.
But
First 5 minutes of the game.
First 5 minutes of the game, I want Connor.
Yeah, Young would get gassed. But see, this is where I might try to get tricky if I'm coach and say, well, Hudson, you're going on the field, but please don't put in as much effort as you usually do. Like, save some gas for when you need your pace.
He is a destroyer. I think you're wasting him.
What, Hudson?
Yeah, if you go, hey, don't go as hard as you normally do.
Well, at centre, I'd rather he have the pace in defence.
But then I just think it's a wasted pick.
Yeah, I agree with James there. I just feel like you'd rather have Connor straight there on that wing.
I
On that
just
centre, sorry.
don't like Connor playing
Like
on
I
the
just
edges
don't.
anymore.
I just don't think
I think he's a middle
he'd be
guy now.
effective.
I think Connor's a middle third player now. I just don't think he's got the lateral stuff down anymore.
He probably doesn't.
Like, I trust Hudson's
he's still better
decision making a lot more than Connor's. Physically, Connor is probably, the faster player, more agile, but Hudson's shown that he can defend an edge pretty well. And if the centre goes down, I'm not really trying to supermax my edge, right? I just want to make sure I don't concede.
Yeah.
And then could you imagine Angus Crichton and Hudson Young next to each other, and you're the halfback, and you get to pick between one of them? Oh,
If that's the case, I'm playing Angus at centre.
I still prefer Young because I want Angus playing centre the whole time. I mean, second row the whole time. I just think he's too good.
Mm.
Yeah.
But regardless, green for those two. I think it's green for Spencer as well, even though his form's been a bit meh.
His form's been okay. Hasn't
That's
been the
the
worst.
yeah, that's what meh means.
Yeah,
I don't like
Spencer's
this
great
though.
for me.
I would say this is
I
red.
don't.
This is red for me.
For who, sorry?
Collins.
For Collins.
For me, it's a yellow.
It's a yellow for me as well.
Jesus.
I don't know.
I can't believe you guys yellow. This is my Corey Horsburgh should be here, and that's how I'm justifying red. Whoops.
See, for me, I would
Oh,
start
I
Corey
would-
Horsburgh and get rid of Mo. I'd play Lindsay over Mo.
No, I like Mo. I don't. I am a very Collins out, Horsburgh in. That would be me.
Just you're a hater.
No, mate, I'm a
No,
lover.
you know what? No,
I'm a
I
lover
think
of
I
Corey
agree with you there,
Horsburgh.
Shaun. You know what? I think I agree with you there. Yeah. Lindsay out, Collins.
Yes.
I mean,
Is it enough for
yeah,
to be red
Lindsay
here?
out. And
We're going
then
red?
we go the red machine.
The red
Yeah.
light, yes. How good. We finally have a red pick. Billy, you've done it again. I think it's a no-brainer to put in Big Red instead of Collins. Like, what's Collins done this year?
Drop some balls.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Miss some tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't had his avocados this year, that's for sure.
Yeah. Of course, that's where your head's at, Henry. Far out.
Yeah.
No, your
Right.
head's just not on straight.
Uncle Nick couldn't afford it anymore. Prices of avocados are
Mm.
too expensive.
He started using eggs for a bit, but now those are too expensive as well.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I hate that people have cottoned on to eggs. Oh, man. Cheap eggs, great breakfast, high protein, healthy for you. Now you can't even get them anywhere. Rant for
Just
another...
quickly, can we talk about the Queensland having 4 people born in New Zealand in their side?
I mean, we can, but I'm sure if we did it for our side, we'd find some players who would. Like, it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I'm over it.
Doesn't bother me as well. That's just nitpicky Karens.
Is that how quickly you wanted to
Tino.
talk about it, James?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I thought you were gonna add on it as well.
Yeah, I thought we were...
No, we used to shut it down, so I backed away from it.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to tee up a
Dude, what-
podcast with Kenty or someone to talk about that.
Just quickly, what about Tino, born in Orange?
That I hate. I think
Yeah.
if you're born in one of the states, you should play for that state, is my opinion. I don't care if you moved to Queensland when you were 6 months old.
Mm.
That
Only
one
the
I hate.
greats have lived in Orange.
Mm. Yeah, is that why you had to move out?
No. I was the
They kicked
man.
you out. They're like, James, we have a reputation to uphold. You and your bung shoulder need to find somewhere else to live.
I was the man.
We all know how corrupt Orange is. Anyway, Fermor, I think, is a green light, and I think Hudson's a green light from the green machine.
I think Fermor is
Yellow, because he should
Green
start.
light for me.
yes, but so therefore a green. Like it's a good
Yeah.
selection, but he should start.
100%. He should be starting. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like,
I'd understand if, like, say, Fafita was in form and Nanai's been killing it all year. You know,
I still wouldn't understand. If I'm going to have, like, Nanai's, let's pretend Nanai's and Fafita are in the form of their lives. If Fermor is in the team, he's starting, and Fafita would come off the bench.
yeah, but it would be less egregious than this.
Oh, 100%. But it would be less egregious, but that's why I bring it up. Because for him to be on the bench, and you've got Ruben Cotter starting on the edge, makes
Yeah.
zero sense.
I mean,
Like,
there
what?
could be a late change.
That's the only way this is acceptable, is if he's trying to shield Fermor from the media for a bit, and
You
then
can't really
put him into
shield
the
him
team.
from the media. It's like, right, you're playing. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're debuting from the bench, it's different to debuting for 80 in terms of what a journalist is going to write about you and how much scrutiny you come under.
yeah,
And maybe
I guess I'll-
personality-wise, Billy's like, because I don't think I've heard Fermor talk ever.
he plays for Des. He's probably not allowed to.
Well, I mean, he didn't play for Des 2 years ago.
Yeah, fair point.
So, yeah. Henry, you really need to start just saying things and interrupting us. I can't keep having to bring you in, mate.
I'm just sitting here. I'm waiting
Jacob
for the
Little!
Yeah.
Just interrupt, because it's gonna be a shit listen for people always being like, oh fuck this Henry guy, he's got such a nice voice, he's so pretty on Instagram, but he never says anything.
Oh, dude, I'm just going to views on James's round. Let's go next one. Max King is the one that I kind of want to. It's only because these selections here I don't have too much of a say. Like some of these plays I don't watch enough to have too much of an opinion.
Don't
Like
say
for-
that. Just
for-
be like, Fermor, fuck it. I don't know if he should be in the team or not.
Yeah, he's green in my eyes, just because I don't know who else in
Well, I
the
just feel like we're talking
squad
over
there
you.
after looking at this.
It's,
No,
you
you're
know,
not.
we were
You're
nice
not.
friends. Yeah, but you know, the internet's like Henry. I think we got like
Well,
almost
maybe,
20
if you, maybe if you hung out with us, we could all watch footy together and you'd have an opinion.
Well, 4.5 hour drive is not worth it.
Well, you were in Sydney last weekend and the weekend before and the weekend before, and
Oh,
you were
was
here
it?
for like a month one time.
What about the years you lived here?
Yeah. What's your excuse for that?
Let's go next
Let's get
one.
it on the
Max
record.
King. That's why I kept quiet. Oh, jeez. Okay, Max King. He's actually a red for me.
Hold on, let me just
I
look at
don't-
this team.
Yeah, but do you want
Yeah,
to
red.
elaborate or?
Yeah, no, I think he's a red for me because I think that the choices of Taylor May,
Galen.
Yeah, wow.
Taylor.
No, yeah, I
Sorry.
mean,
Well,
grand
sorry.
final
Big
centre,
call.
Taylor May.
Good call.
Wow. Maybe hey, Henry, remember that thing I said
Terrell
about
May,
you
that's
talking
why I
more?
just said quiet. That's
That
why I
was
just
just
said
a joke.
I'm going to say quiet. Yeah, Terrell, I'm looking at Terrell Hamole, and I'm looking at, you know who played really well last night was Keon. And Keon's kind of been playing well this season in general, but he's stripped a bit of weight, and I think he can play that versatile role that they probably need.
I think Keon is like 2 games short of playing in the middle of being picked in this team. I think if he was there for 2, not me personally, I would have picked, like, after what he did this round, pick him. But I think for Daley and Bellamy, I think he was like 2 games short of them saying he's in the team.
Yeah. But I think I would have still picked him over Max King. I don't see Max
Yeah, I mean,
King
you've
being...
rattled off Terrell
the
May,
impact.
Keon, Olakwatu. There's 3 names that should have been picked first.
Yeah.
It's Terrell May. That's the one for me that I can't get over.
You can't not pick him.
So it's a massive red.
Like, that's, yeah.
But I'm excited for him. You know, I read into his story, I listened to a bit of his story. Sorry,
I love Max King.
and-
One in
I
England.
love Max King. I like him. And again, this is
Yeah.
where, like, similar to Cleary, it's the stupidity of people that makes me talk shit about someone when I don't want to.
Exactly. I hate it as well. I'm looking at the comments last night and people banging out King, or even people stepping up for King and so forth. It's
He's just been put in a position
he's got-
by other people.
he's got a lot of heat. I hope he plays well. I hope he
and
has
he's going to
an
play well. He's a
absolute
good player.
blast. Yeah,
But holy shit, Terrell May should be in this team.
for sure.
Like,
Yeah. What's wrong with Terrell May?
nothing. There is nothing wrong with him.
Well, apparently the Roosters know.
No, the
So,
Roosters got rid of him to sign DCE.
No.
Yes, DCE told Manly in December that he wasn't going to sign with them, and Terrell May all of a sudden, in like late November, joined Tigers.
No.
You can, mate,
But-
yeah, look, you can do all your no's. You can call into Triple M and say you don't like the halfback that you signed, but when he wins you a comp.
Oh, look, I'll take DCE. But yeah, like, how is Terrell May not in this team? Like, fair dinkum. Like, what are we doing here?
What's the weakness? Like, let's play devil's advocate. Because I can't think of one.
Apparently,
So
there's
the-
defense, right? And he hasn't missed a tackle. So I mean, he missed a tackle last game. So.
Yeah. So this is what I saw on Twitter. Or X. Sorry, Elon.
No, we're saying Twitter. We're saying Twitter. Fuck him.
From Dave, I only know about the Sharks, Riccio, is that yes, he doesn't miss tackles, but his efforts are poor, so he has to make more effort to make the tackles than others.
And just to build on that, I think we all watched the Daily Presser where he said, "Oh, Max King made an effort, or he took a hit up and then made a tackle."
That one tackle, right,
Yeah,
against the.
My opinion on that is they're going this specific because they know 99% of people who watch footy will say, "Oh, well, okay, if that's the reason, that's the reason," instead of saying that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's not a flop merchant. Terrell May is a good tackler, a very good tackler.
Don't forget who Laurie Daley's guru is. Like, he was an assistant coach under Gus.
Oh, I have no doubt that there is a bunch of people having an influence on this team who shouldn't, like... Yeah, like, the only way Stefano is in this squad, and if Haas is out in the team,
Craig,
is because Bellamy's on the coaching staff.
do you think that's why Liero, well, we'll get to him, Trent Liero is picked for Queensland and Corey Horsburgh?
Because I don't see it as Corey Horsburgh. I think Collins for Horsburgh, and I think Liero is better than Collins as well.
Alright, but so Horsburgh hasn't missed. Liero gets picked. Lindsay Collins is not in form. Like, I'm a Roosters fan. It's fucking annoying. The way Collins is playing. And you'll go out there and be man. Like, he has performed at Origin. And I'm not saying that a valid reason to pick him or anything like this, but at least he has done it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I'd be more inclined to let it go if he'd played every game this year. Even if he played poorly, but just if he had been playing. But he hasn't been.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I'm like, well, he hasn't been playing. He doesn't have the reps in. He's not ready yet. Like, and he's probably going to kill it, like you said. But
And then come back to the rest of me a spud.
But for me, Liero is a better pick than Collins, so I'm not going to say Horsburgh for Liero. It could be the case,
Yeah,
right?
fair.
Like that'd be fine. Like, what did we do here in our picks for? Like, well, Gilbert's injured. Well, yeah, let's pretend Horsburgh comes in for Collins. Who do you pick for Liero? Question to anyone.
Collins.
I'm looking at the list.
Okay, so you say Collins. Anyone jumping
What
out
are
on the list,
this-
Henry?
Not really, to be honest. I'm looking. I mean,
Cohen Hess.
David Feeder wasn't playing the way he has been. There's no. Yeah, I was looking at Colin Hess as well. I
I'd
mean,
still probably go Liero though.
what about Felice Kafusi?
Nah, I'd still probably go
Hinafuaki?
Liero. Still probably go Liero. Jai Arrow, nah, Liero is better.
Jermaine Hopgood, but I don't think he's there.
injured.
Not this season.
Yeah, he's not fit.
I don't think there is any really big names here. Yeah, there's.
Yeah, Max Path is injured. Kurt Mann might be a touch too small. Yeah,
How do we think Kevington's going? Piakura? I mean,
No,
Piakura
I think
has
you need a
some
middle.
kind of.
I wouldn't play Piakura in the middle.
Okay.
So this is where I mean, like, there's no standout with the injuries they've copped. Like, Gilbert's injured, right? So
That's such devastating news for him, man.
yeah,
What is it? That
on the
is it
Eva
a peck?
Origin. I think so, but I don't think it's a rupture. Or they haven't confirmed. I looked like
Hopefully
last
it's
night.
just a strain.
They haven't confirmed anything. They might have confirmed something
Yeah.
during the day. I think it's a yellow pick. Actually, I think is it Green? Because
Who are
I
we talking
couldn't
about?
Liero. Because I don't know who's better. Like
Oh.
if I'm saying Horsburgh in for Collins, I don't think I can name you somebody who's better. So I might have to say Green.
Mine's a red.
Henry. If you can
I'm
give me
going-
someone
Don't
who's
forget,
better,
He also single-handedly cost Melbourne the game against.
Yeah,
you're an
that's
idiot.
that's my problem as
I
well.
don't.
I'm going.
Yeah, so performance-wise, it's yellow for me, but I can't give you a name who's better. So I'm going Green because I can't give you a replacement.
Yeah, just because I don't know the other players, the other options as well, like Sean's saying. I'd rather say yellow. But green.
Yeah, I don't like it. It feels
Wow, there's
dirty.
actually there's no other.
There's literally no one else though. Yeah.
Yeah, there isn't. I can't see anything. Nothing that
Like
stands out
all
for
to
me.
change it to a yellow or even a red, like all they need to do to change it to a red for me would be for Collins to have played 5 more games this year.
But do we say then Sewer comes? I mean, if Sewer is in the question, then I'd pick Sewer over Trent Liero. So maybe that for me, that's actually yellow.
Yeah, right. You put Cotter into the middle. Yeah, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
That's
so
two
I
good
think
points
that's
from you, Henry, today. Well done.
Wow, we are in the fucking Spidey-verse.
James, you've got your wish. I'm going red as well. Henry, doesn't really matter if you're going red, but I think the point you just made of Cotter to the middle, and James, you don't cheer too early because the point is Cotter should play there.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll take the win where I can.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Cotter to the middle, Firmo to start, Horsburgh into the team. I can live with that. And then you're deciding between Liero and Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the record, I think Liero is a good player.
I think he's okay.
I don't know. The last game I saw him play.
Oh, he
I
was
think
shit
he's
last game. He
questionable.
was trash last game. Overall, he's been fine.
That's exactly what you want in an Origin player. Overall, just fine.
Yeah. Well, no, that was outside of the Origin thing, right? I gave you a red light, but I just don't want people to think I'm shitting on him. But do we do the reserves? Do reserves matter? Well, I think 18 man definitely matters, right?
I think 18.
We'll do 18.
So we can at least
19 and 20 doesn't matter. But we can talk about
It's
who
only
we
been an hour.
Yeah. Oh, has it been an hour already? Holy shit.
Actually, more than an hour, but
Yeah,
continue.
hour 20. Kurt Mann, 18th man, I think is a good pick. Plays everywhere.
Good pick.
Kerman's a good pick. I agree with that for sure.
Campbell Graham, I think, is a bad pick. Like red.
I agree.
Campbell Graham is a horrific pick.
But who goes 18th?
Matt Burton.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
That's
Imagine
That's
that you get either Cleary, Moses get knocked out in the first 5 minutes of the game.
It's got to be a foul
Send off.
play, but
A foul play, yeah, with a foul play. Do you have Campbell Graham come in? Like, how does that work? Will you guys go to 6 then at that point?
Nah, you'd go Connor.
Oh, sorry, Connor. I was just looking at the top 13. Yeah, Connor. That's it. I mean, it's not a bad choice.
No, but then do you want, like, what does Campbell Graham give you?
Yeah.
The
It
only
goes to
way
what
Campbell
position?
Graham matters is if your backs get decimated by like 3 HIAs or 2, whatever the threshold is now.
Yep.
I don't like it. And let's pretend that happens. Matt Burton can play centre.
yeah,
Play
100%.
wing.
He's played
He can play
great
wing,
footy at
centre,
centre.
and he can play.
I don't know if he
second
can play
Yeah, I
row.
don't think
wing,
he can
but
play wing, but like you can move
No, he
Stephen Crichton
He
to
can
the
handle
wing.
it.
No, he can't catch, mate.
Oh, yeah.
He can't catch. He's butterfingers under a bomb. He sends him up. all
He sends
day.
him up,
He
but
doesn't
can't
catch
catch
him.
him. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no, he doesn't catch him. He thinks he is flat. It ruins his like positioning. He struggles. But yeah, it's a shocking pick. I don't get it. I think on the
Like
night
I
we might.
get, it's because Crichton's under an injury cloud. But it's like, hey, pick him in 19th then, because if
Yeah.
Crichton's fit, he's going to play. If he gets injured, his 18th man can't come on anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't be there, regardless of the scenarios we come up with. So, in terms of squad, if Payne Haas is ruled out, does Olakau'atu or Stefano come in?
Neither. May comes in.
Well, Henry, I'm not asking what you do. May shouldn't be coming in anyway. He should already be in the team. But
Mm.
the only options are Stefano and Hamole. And as much as I don't
Stefano.
want Hamole playing in the middle, I'm picking Hamole.
I'd pick Hamole. I
Like-
genuinely don't rate Stefano.
I don't. Like, I'm putting Hamole onto the bench. Hudson Young starts. Liam Martin goes to the middle permanently. Like, he doesn't hybrid at all.
Yeah, he plays front row. I that's 1,000% what I'd do too.
Mm.
Yeah, Liam Martin plays front row. Hudson starts on an edge, and Hamole's your hybrid. Couldn't agree
100%.
more.
Yeah.
I think I'd stick to Stefano still in my eyes. I don't know. I feel like I see stuff. I mean, I would have liked to see him do better with Storm this year, but I don't think he's been game breaking, and maybe he still needs a lot more development. But Stefano, I would still pick him in the middle. Have your players like Liam and Hudson be where they need to be in their current lineup, not having to change that up too much. That's how I would see it. Stefano comes in there, yes, it's big loss to lose Payne, but I don't know, moving Liam to a prop position, 8 or 10, and then having Hudson. I mean, that's not a bad shout that you're saying, but I don't know. I feel like I like Liam on the edge, and if he's up against someone like Nanai, I'd want him to terrorize Nanai. Not saying that Hudson Young couldn't, but Liam Martin, when he's ready to bang, he just goes hard, and I feel like he would really put Nanai on his toes the whole game if he stays there. Versus,
Look, I agree with you. I just
Yeah.
don't like Stefano.
yeah, that's fair.
Like I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I just don't like Stefano. Like, and this isn't me like saying I don't like him because he got picked and I've got to criticize him because he's in the team, but really I like him. He should not be in the team. There are a number of middles who I would have picked before Stefano.
Yeah.
Like Terrell May, Keon Kolamatangi, others are escaping me now, but like, I don't know, who's a not great player who I'd pick. I'd pick Tyson Frizzell before Stefano. That's too many players. I'm not going to list them as shit radio. But yeah, no, that's... So we've got 2 reds, 2 yellows, and then a bunch of greens for both teams. I don't expect that.
I think overall has been pretty good with their selections from the Blues team, at least from the concerns James was really
think
going
the
on about
omissions
the last
from
2
the
weeks.
Blues teams is ridiculous. Like Terrell May to me is just
A no-brainer.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like,
He's
it's-
the second best front rower in the comp this year behind Payne Haas.
And even that, I agree with, but it's a close race, and like it might be Payne Haas on reputation is the reason I think it's he's in front. You know what I mean? Like there's a margin for error there in my bias from what I've seen from Payne for so long.
Yeah.
Like he can play 80 in the middle, week in week out, and it's a quality 80. Like, did you see what he was doing at the end of that Tigers game?
No.
Well,
I
he
was
was.
watching Eurovision, remember?
Yeah, who won? Did Britain get
Australia,
like
no.
0 votes publicly or something? Like fan votes?
Yeah,
Or something?
yeah, 0 fan vote.
That's funny. That's the only thing I know about what happened. And we got knocked out early, apparently.
Yeah. Politics, though, apparently.
Euphoria, forever till the end of time. That's a Eurovision song, mate. If you play that for Eloise, you'll probably get a few brownie points. It's called Euphoria.
What? Euphoria. Okay.
Yeah, just go Euphoria Eurovision. It'll pop up. It's from like high school when we were in high school.
Yeah. Okay.
Get you. She'll be like, "Oh my god, you know this." Anyway, that's the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thanks,
Yeah.